Sean O'Malley and Deiveson Figueiredo took some shots at each other recently after Deiveson's successful bantamweight debut at UFC Austin, where he defeated Rob Font via unanimous decision. Deiveson said that he would finish O'Malley.
Cara, como ex-campeão.
As a former champion, I feel ready to fight anyone for the championship. I've earned that, and if they want to put me, this is a division that has incredible people to fight against. Rob is an incredible fighter, and I was able to prove that. So anyone that they want, if they want to put me to fight for the belt and for the championship, I'll take it.
So speaking of that, if you were to get a title fight, how do you see yourself faring against Sean O'Malley? How does that fight play out?
Sean O'Malley is an incredible fighter and an excellent striker. But you know, I've been training with Henry Cejudo. I believe in my team. I trust my team. I trust the strategy and the game plan that they put on. And you know, I'm a jiu-jitsu guy. I'm a grappler. I just don't like to use it as much. I didn't use it as much before. But this is where I am, and I do feel that if I fight against Sean O'Malley, if we get to the ground, I will finish him.
This post was going around X after UFC Austin. It says, rate Deiveson Figueiredo's bantamweight debut out of 10. Sean O'Malley replied saying 3. Mike Perry wants a bare-knuckle fight against Jorge Masvidal. On X, Perry posted this. He wrote, a definite tough fight, the toughest out there, would be the original bare-knuckle boxer. I watched him on Kimbo fights on YouTube in high school. I know calling him out could open a whole new world between us, but man-to-man for the prize of a lifetime, it would be an honor to bare-knuckle fight Jorge Masvidal. Who do you guys think would win that? Post your opinions in the comments. At UFC Austin, Jalen Turner defeated Bobby Green via knockout in the first round. Dana White gives his reaction to the referee's stoppage. He calls it one of the worst stoppages he's ever seen.
You mentioned the Bobby Green knockout. Great by Jalen Turner, but referee, not so great.
Yeah, one of the worst I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, he's been around for a while. He's a fairly solid ref. What do you think that can be attributed to?
So the difference is, you know, we've had some refs say some dumb shit in the past, like, oh, I allowed her to be a warrior tonight, and goofy shit like that. He knows that he made a mistake tonight, and he does not feel good about it. So, yeah.
Is that just the heat of the moment?
It's unfortunate. Is he what?
Is that just the heat of the moment, you think? He just didn't notice? It looked like Bobby was...
You'd have to ask him that question, but yeah. Definitely a bad stoppage.
Deiveson
Very
Figueiredo.
bad.
Yeah.
Bobby Green says that he was unsure why so many people were reaching out to him after his KO loss against Jalen Turner, until he watched the fight back and saw the stoppage.
I'm wondering why everybody was calling and checking up on me. Then I saw the fight. I'm like, sheesh. Happens, you know, you don't get focused on that. You can't go back, you can't change it. You can't take too many punches back, you know? It is what it is. You just live with that On to the next one.
After his submission victory over Kelvin Gastelum, Sean Brady doubles down on his Ian Garry call-out. Sean calls Ian the easiest fight in the division.
So after the win, you called out Ian Garry. You know, if he wins his next fight, why Ian?
Man, I'm just gonna keep just the way he went about his whole thing with his team. Like he just rubs me the wrong way. He rubs the sport the wrong way. Like I'm a true professional in the sport, and I just don't like the way he walks around with the cameras and goes into the gyms. He's getting kicked out of Leon Edwards' gym. Like he's just always talking about people, and it's whack. And I think he's whack, and I'll ragdoll him. So I think that's the easiest fight in the division. So if he can get through Luque, which I don't think he will, because Luque is an amazing fighter. I heard they're coming to Atlantic City in March, so we'll see.
What do you think about like some of those antics that he did? Like, you know, he put Jeff Neal's mugshot on his t-shirt. Like, do you think you would have any sort of ammunition like that for you?
So me and Joey Piper went to the Boston card when Sean O'Malley fought, and I had a shirt printed with an Ian Garry face on it, and I was gonna wear it because he was fighting my boy Neil Magny, and I'm like, what if Neil beats him and I got this shirt on? I'm gonna look like a idiot. So I aborted the plan, but like I was just gonna give him a little taste of his own medicine, and that's just not who I am. So I kind of I put it on ice. But I have the shirt, and yeah, if he wants to get into it on social media, hey, it is what it is. But when we get into that cage, I'm gonna do the same thing that I just did to Kelvin to him.
Daniel Cormier believes Tom Aspinall should be upgraded to undisputed heavyweight champion. DC thinks that maybe John Jones and Stipe Miocic should fight for the greatest of all time belt. DC said if Jones and Stipe are only going to fight each other, you cannot have Tom Aspinall defend the interim championship. Jones and Stipe don't need a title to be on the line. They can just fight, and that's enough. Call it for the greatest of all time. It doesn't matter. Create a belt. Tom Aspinall is the guy who's going to lead the heavyweight division for years to come. So yes, I believe that he should be the undisputed champ. Jones is the undisputed champion. He earned it in the octagon by beating Ciryl Gane. But if he's only going to fight Stipe, and that's not for another 7 months, you put Tom Aspinall as the champ, and I don't think anybody would bat an eyelid. Colby Covington reveals he got a DUI when he was 19 years old, which led him to quit drinking. He explains how it actually ended up being a blessing in disguise. According to BJPenn.com, Colby began his college career at Iowa Central Community College and won the 2007 165-pound National Junior College Wrestling title. After just 1 year there, Colby then transferred to Iowa, but just before school started, he was arrested for eluding police and driving while intoxicated. He blew 3 times over the legal limit. Speaking to ESPN, Colby said it was tough to process because I was so young and not mature at the time. 19-year-old kid, not even grown up, just a little kid, not making good decisions. It was tough. It was very hard because here I was. My whole life, all I wanted to do was wrestle for Iowa Wrestling under Dan Gable and Tom Brands, and now I'm a failure to those guys. They lost hope on me. They gave up on me, essentially. They didn't think I could deserve a second chance. That's what needed to happen for me to be on the journey I am on today. It ended up being a blessing in disguise because I went back home to Oregon State University, I got back to my roots, and I got back to my family. I wasn't around the best coaches or best team, but I had my family and my friends around me, and that was more important than having famed coaches and famed wrestling room around me. I'm happy it happened. I'm happy the journey turned out the way it did because I know I wouldn't be here today fighting for the UFC title again if it didn't happen. Having to face massive failure, that was worse than losing a wrestling match. I thought I lost my life. I thought it was over. No one is going to ever let me wrestle. I'm not going to get an opportunity ever again because of a disappointing night where I made a mistake. I'm very thankful it happened because it lit a fuel in my soul that really let me dig deep and find out who I truly was and what I truly wanted. And that day I vowed I wouldn't drink again. I would commend myself to being the best wrestler, and then obviously after I was done with wrestling, being the best fighter I could be. I wouldn't be here today without that situation. I know it. And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. The first one's in reference to Dana White's leaked emails with Joe Silva, where they purposely lowballed Nate Diaz. The first one's from Billy T. Says, my fighters were never my friends. Dana White. The second one says, yet Nate still managed to overcome the system. And the final one's from James Smith. Says, always been an Alvarez fan, even more now knowing more of the story behind him. Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen right now to get caught up.